Crunch time this Saturday lunchtime as sixth-place Coventry City look to strengthen their push for a place in the playoffs as they host third-place Burnley, who find themselves out of the top two, but only on goal difference. Defeat 8 days ago for Frank Lampard's side as Sheffield United proved too much for them at Bramall Lane. But here at home, the Sky Blues have won 4 straight games. Victory, though, for Burnley would at least temporarily take them into the top two. It may well take them top, but a real challenge for them today against the side that have won 10 of their last 13 games. Burnley were 2-0 winners when the sides met earlier in the season. Second half goals from Jeremy Sarmiento and CJ Egan-Riley giving Scott Parker's side victory back in November. It was a result which left Coventry 17th in the table, 11 places higher now. But can they make it into the playoffs as Burnley look to make a bright beginning and a shooting opportunity here? Effort fired in from Jayden Anthony, and good for Bradley Collins to get a feel for the ball early on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's an experienced goalkeeper, Collins, but obviously been playing second fiddle to Dovin in recent months. So, yeah, really important that he starts this game well.
Brilliant from Van Eyck. Radoni pushed onto the post and then turned into the net. Burnley look for an offside, but Haji Wright wheels away to celebrate. Burnley's magnificent defence breached here early on at the CBS Arena. Or has it been? James Bell in discussion. And he's going to go and have a chat to his assistant. Coventry believe they've got themselves in front through Haji Wright. They could not have made a better beginning to today.
Yeah, it must have been close. Haji Wright, the Coventry player who on the spin turns it in. Van Eyck into Radoni. That is a phenomenal save. And as we can see there, as Mason Clark gets the strike away, certainly looks like Haji Wright was the wrong side from a Coventry perspective of the Burnley covering defender. It's a tidy finish in the end. Still got a little bit to do on the turn, but yeah, Burnley not happy, and you can see why.
Having now had the privilege of the replays, you can see why they were adamant that that goal should not have stood. Here's Foster. He rolls it to his right. Perhaps could have looked for Brownhill. It's retrieved by Marcus Edwards. And the ball pulled back here towards Foster and put home by Jayden Anthony. There's your Burnley response. 10 minutes after falling behind, Jayden Anthony brings the automatic promotion chasers level.
Yeah, and the response has been a good one. They've been on the ball, they've been probing, and there was a couple of Burnley players maybe slightly earlier in that move that had the opportunity to turn it towards the goal. In the end, completely unguarded the net when it falls for Anthony, and simple task, ball turns over. They'll be really disappointed with that. Coventry, it's good play from Brownhill, gets the important block. Anthony disappointed initially as he tried to spread the play. That's a cute little pass from Edwards and a little bit of good fortune. Foster can't get his finish away, but it falls perfectly for the goal scorer. This is the most integral part, you would say. Edwards' little ball just sucked Collins out of the goal. Once again here, a little bit in no man's land, the goalkeeper. No Coventry player can recover in time, and Anthony gets another goal.
Mason Clark does wonderfully well, and now De Silva can fly forward, sends in the cross. And Haji Wright couldn't get the touch to it. Enterprising play from Coventry City. All it needed was a touch from that man. But Haji Wright just couldn't quite get there for Coventry.
Well, I'm not entirely sure why he doesn't. It's through the legs almost. It's perfect from De Silva. And it's very difficult when you're moving at that pace with so many different options to pick the right one. And he does that and some. It's a brilliant ball in.
Is there something here for Burnley? The shot fired towards goal, but bodies in the way. Bobby Thomas, big man to pass, and he made sure that he prevented that one, testing Bradley Collins.
Yeah, half an opportunity on the right foot for Edwards. I think Laurent not really been able to get on the ball today for Burnley, especially in the final third, but this is a presentable opportunity. It sits up nicely for him. Jamie Allen a good 5 yards off him when he lets fly.
Plenty of fans still making their way back to their seats here as Frank Lampard watches on 13 of 22 league games under him, picking up 42 points in that time. Only the current top three have picked up more points in that period. Of course, they always say, don't they, it's the form team that goes into the playoffs that goes up, but Coventry have got to make sure that they continue this form to make sure they remain in the top six as well. It's a sustained period of form that they're going to have to come up with if they are to make it into the postseason. Just get a little too close to each other, and a chance here for Anthony. It's a gift of a goal. Burnley back into the lead. A real mix-up at the back, and Jadon Anthony cashes in. How costly could it be for Coventry? Coventry City 1, Burnley 2.
Well, the finish in the end is an instinctive one, and he does well to swivel and get it on the target on his weaker left side. Jadon Anthony to celebrate his brace, but it's a mess, of course, from a Coventry perspective. It's a horrible ball over the shoulder from Esteve initially, and you could tell when it came out of the sky, once it bounces and the proximity of the goalkeeper to the centre-half kitchen, it's a recipe for disaster. You just hope your centre-half can get onto it and swing a leg, probably. And he had the opportunity, didn't he, to just put his foot through it, over his shoulder, clear his lines. Once he hesitates, you can smell the danger. Anthony gobbles up.
Well, it's a fault which falls upon two players in Liam Kitching and Bradley Collins, but of course all eyes will be on Bradley Collins. Lack of communication. Alan Pace here watching on this afternoon. Burnley on course to climb back into the Premier League at the first time of asking. Such a difficult year for them, of course, last year as they finished 19th. There might be something on here for Burnley. Foster with the go at goal. Collins gets himself in the way. Coventry scrambling to get the ball out of harm's way, which they're unable to do. Well-timed challenge by Matt Grimes. Rodoni. Plenty of contact on him, but in the end, the whistle will come.
I think it was Thomas there. Just tried to read the ball in front of Foster's and gets done. Lovely little spin. Thomas doesn't need to try and win that, just needs to stay goal side, and he gets loads of pace in the strike. Fortunately for Collins, it's straight down the barrel.
Here's Connor Roberts as Burnley get themselves downfield. Swept across by Cullen. Because Pires. Foster looking to thread one through. He manages to link up with Hannibal. The effort comes in, tipped away by Bradley Collins.
A really good play. Built off that left-hand side once more. This time, Foster, the architect, really clever. Medjbury, his first involvement really in an attacking sense, and he's just about central enough for Collins to get a good sight of it.
Is there time for Coventry to launch one last attack? They're going to have a free kick here. Everybody will go forward. One last act of defiance needed from Burnley. Forward comes Bradley Collins. Burnley believe this game should already be over. 6.5 minutes into stoppage time. They felt the whistle should have been blown before that challenge from Josh Lauren. They've struck late twice recently here at home. Can they do it again? Collins gets his head to it. And there is the full-time whistle. A huge victory for Burnley in their quest for the Premier League. Trailing today, but leaving the CBS Arena with all 3 points. Yet again, their resilience comes to the fore. Scott Parker's side taking another step towards finishing the season in the top two. This was a tough assignment for them against Frank Lampard's in-form Coventry City. But Burnley, as they seemingly always do, had the answer. Jadon Anthony with both goals, the second of which was a gift after a clanger at the back, as Bradley Collins and Liam Kitching failed to deal with a ball forward. Coventry pushed and pressed and had the possession in the second half, but they rarely tested James Trafford in the Burnley goal. It's a costly one for Coventry in their push for a place in the top six, and Frank Lampard has been shown a red card there by the referee, James Bell. Well, he wasn't happy through the course of the afternoon with some of the decisions. I'm not even sure he knows that he was shown a red card there. He had his back turned to the referee. Boos in three sides of this arena, but joy in the away end. Burnley with a huge win. How vital it might prove to be for them. Full-time score here at the CBS Arena. It finishes Coventry City 1, Burnley 2.